Why is Switzerland one of the wealthiest nations in the world while remaining neutral? The answer lies in strategic choices. Armed neutrality, stability, and geography. Switzerland's GDP per capita is roughly $90,000. Population, around 9 million. Yet it manages 25% of the world's offshore assets. In recent years, Russia's invasion of Ukraine has raised fresh questions about the relationship between Swiss neutrality, sanctions, and security. Here's what's crucial. Neutrality isn't doing nothing. It's a careful balance of international law, domestic law, and economic policy. So how is this possible? This slide explains everything. Armed neutrality deters aggression. The militia system maintains a total force of roughly 100,000 to 140,000, with eligible males receiving military training. Neutrality doesn't mean unarmed. It means independence through defensive capability. Banking stability attracts the world's wealth. Since 2018, automatic information exchange has ended tax evasion secrecy, but trust from wealthy clients seeking political and economic stability remains. Specialization in finance and precision industries. Finance accounts for roughly 9 to 10% of GDP, and watch exports command over 50% of the global market share. Small nations survive through focus and concentration. The Alpine geography creates a natural fortress, making invasion physically difficult. Mountainous terrain is a natural barrier. The non-EU strategy maintains independence. Through selective bilateral agreements, Switzerland secures market access while retaining sovereignty. The past 200 years of Swiss history prove this. This isn't speculation. It's prosperity born from strategic choices. And it's understandable. Look at the map. Follow the policies. Now you understand how a small nation avoids subordination to great powers. Today, I'll show you that strategy. Swiss neutrality isn't unarmed. It's armed neutrality. Switzerland combines the legal stance of international neutrality with deterrence as a security policy. Through the militia system, eligible males receive military training. The total force is maintained at roughly 100,000 to 140,000. For a nation of around 9 million, this remains a high ratio relative to population. During military service, rifles are stored at home. However, ammunition is strictly controlled. Mobilization systems exist for emergencies, though response times vary by unit and situation. What does this mean? Invaders would face urban guerrilla warfare. Combined with Alpine terrain, they'd be forced into mountain combat. The cost of invasion becomes unacceptably high. This is the military force that guarantees the credibility of neutrality. In 1934, Switzerland became the first nation to legally codify banking secrecy. It legally established the protection of depositor information. During World War II, it became a refuge for fleeing assets. But it also faced serious controversies over Nazi-related assets and dormant accounts, issues that were later investigated and resolved through reconciliation. History is complex. Since the 2010s, international pressure led to the gradual introduction and expansion of automatic information exchange based on the OECD Common Reporting Standard. Today, account information is shared with over 100 countries. Traditional absolute banking secrecy has been significantly reduced. Secrecy for tax evasion is over. But trust from wealthy clients seeking political and economic stability remains. This is the foundation that attracts roughly 25% of the world's offshore assets. Finance accounts for roughly 9 to 10% of Swiss GDP. But its influence exceeds the numbers. Zurich and Geneva are centers for global private banking serving the ultra-wealthy. Financial institutions like UBS, which integrated Credit Suisse in 2023, maintain a major presence in the global cross-border wealth management market. Population, around 9 million. Why did this small nation become a global financial center? The answer is specialization strategy. Small nations can't pursue everything. Instead of manufacturing, they concentrated on finance and precision industries. With a limited population, they generate maximum added value. This is a small nation's survival strategy. Switzerland's watch industry commands over 50% of the global market by export value. Rolex, Omega, Patek Philippe. Not by volume, by value, they dominate. In medical devices, they lead the world in patents per capita, a powerful industry accounting for several percent of GDP. Why such a competitive advantage? Not mass production, specialization in high-value products. They chose domains where they could win in global markets even with a limited workforce. Maximize productivity per capita. This is how you overcome population constraints. 60% of Swiss territory is the Alps. Mountains exceeding 13,000 feet create a natural barrier. During the Cold War, Switzerland installed demolition devices at major passes, tunnels, and bridges. However, by the end of 2014, these were removed for cost and safety reasons. Still, defense plans remain to seal off routes immediately in emergencies. Invading forces are forced through limited routes. The defender gains overwhelming advantage. In 1798, France invaded Switzerland. But during World War II, Germany held invasion plans, yet never executed them due to multiple factors. Geography profoundly influences military strategy. In 1992, Swiss citizens rejected EEA membership. They chose non-EU membership, but not isolation. They've concluded numerous bilateral agreements with the EU. They joined the Schengen Agreement, securing freedom of movement. Tariff reductions deliver trade benefits, yet they retained monetary sovereignty. They maintain the independence of the Swiss franc. Non-EU membership preserves significant discretion. However, in agreement areas, they do face certain rule adjustments and constraints. In March 2024, new package negotiations formally began. They're adapting to the changing European landscape. This is the balance between sovereignty and economic interests. Now let's consolidate today's analysis. Here's what this all means. First, security through armed neutrality. The militia system maintains a total force of roughly 100,000 to 140,000, with eligible males receiving training and storing rifles at home during service. Combined with Alpine terrain, this makes the cost of invasion unacceptably high. Military force guarantees the legal stance of neutrality under international law. Second, strategic specialization in finance and precision industries. Finance, at roughly 9 to 10% of GDP, manages roughly 25% of global offshore assets. Watches command over 50% global market share by export value. And medical devices lead the world in patents per capita. Small nations generate maximum added value with limited populations through focus and concentration. Third, maintaining independence through geography and institutions. The Alps, covering 60% of the territory, create a natural barrier. Non-EU membership preserves sovereignty, while numerous bilateral agreements secure market access. Since March 2024, new package negotiations have begun, adapting to the changing European landscape. If you were the leader of a small nation, could you design a strategy to prosper without subordination to great powers? Switzerland's answer: armed neutrality, stability, focus, and concentration. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching. How a small nation avoids subordination to great powers. This isn't speculation, it's a strategy proven by history. This channel analyzes world events through the lens of geopolitics and economics. Subscribe and join me next time as we explore the truth behind national strategy. Turn on notifications, and every time a new analysis drops, your understanding of the world deepens. I'll see you in the next deep dive.